early because I got a lot to talk about. Oh my god. So, welcome. My name is Nert, and we're here to talk about wacky visual novels, which I've just skipped past it on the screen. Hopefully I'm going to talk about two games today, but this one that I'm going to talk about mostly, I'm going to spoil the absolute shit out of. If you're not used to my panels, this is what I do. I talk about games you are probably never going to play. I tell you about the stories because they're so wacky. I wish people would know these stories. And I remember playing. I played this back in 2020, and I could tell the story in about 10 minutes. And I thought, fantastic, I'm going to stretch this out to an hour. By the time I went through the details that are going to matter and be funny and interesting, I was about 3 hours. And then I rehearsed it again, and I was down to about 2.5 hours. So I'm going to talk very, very quickly, and I will skip over a lot, unfortunately. But let's see what we can get through. So the game I'm going to talk about is called A Raging Loop. It is a horror visual novel, and it itself describes itself as obscenely lengthy. I'm not joking. So we go into it. I'm going to play the intro. I will cut this a little bit short. Just so you get an idea of it. The vibe. More static images, in fact the same ones. So yeah, we'll move on, I'll cut you in short. Ultimately, we're going to start off knowing very little. We are this dude. We have broken up with our girlfriend and we've gone on a bike ride. And we're lost. Strong start. We find a random convenience store in the middle of fucking nowhere, and there's a very grumpy store clerk who's just like, why are you here? I don't give a shit. Do you have a map? No. Are you sure? Yes. Could you check out back? Fine. Yeah, we have one. They give us a map of the area. It's great. Ultimately, all you need to know is like there's a river down here in Saranaga, there is a small village called Yasumizu, and a very posh village right on the mountain, the top of the mountain, the other side. It's a bit far. We're going to try and make it to the little village. And we crash. So it's going to be a great day. But we crash into the river. Our bike is get fucked, so we leave it behind, we won't wander along, and we meet kind of the poster girl of the series. His name's Chiemi, and we've introduced ourselves as Haruki Fusaishi. One of the hardest names to pronounce I've ever dealt with in one visual novel, but it's good fun. And we get a very early dynamic between the two. Basically, we're in our kind of mid-20s. The banter is top-notch, the flirting is top-notch. We are a silver-tongued, sly son of a bitch. But also, like Chiemi herself is well up for the banter. She's like very much, it's much a hunting village we're going to, so she's very like tomboyish. She knows how to use a gun. She hunts wolves. So, she invites us back to her place to crash for the night. The flirting is also intense. And we kind of say things like, well, you've introduced a random guy into like your apartment late tonight. She's like, maybe I'm a serial killer. Possible. She says, what do you reckon is the truth? And I'm immediately like, don't like that.
Why is there not all of the above as an option?
Funny enough, that is actually what the question mark says.
Oh.
Which we'll find out later, all of the above.
Stunning.
The next morning, so nothing happens. We crash. We're not that bad. We see a mysterious figure in the bushes, and she's gone. Mystery. We met some of the local kids. And we get some very strong impressions. This is kind of the local kids, also along with Cherry, although they're a little bit younger. We got all the kind of the elders of the group. You kind of got like the very traditional, like this is the local village for local people. We don't like outsiders. We're there with a biker jacket, dyed hair, and they're like this. But also, we've come in from the river, and they're like, that's the second person in 2 days. What the fuck does that mean? So that's fun. Also, this guy's very just a local punk, because every rural hunting village has one around. And also, there's only one phone in the entire village. That's not ominous at all. Also, some visitors to the village. They've been coming for a few days, but they're local food journalists, because of course they are. And they come along, and there's a bit of a disconnect in the sense that they're treated much nicer than we are. Everyone's a bit suspicious of us, whereas these are friends. I'm like, what's the difference? We just came in from the river that you think is the river of death. Never mind.
Oh, yes!
That's great. I'm going to meet the strange girl. This is the little girl they mentioned also came in from the river the previous day. She has no memory, she has no name, they call her Mako because she kind of goes meh a lot, like a sheep. And the mist is
The wolf is
descending.
coming for the sheep girl.
Pretty much. The mist is descending, everything's going red and everything's a bit horrible. Mysterious lady stands up and says, you probably won't make it, but run. So it's just like, I just got here! And yeah, and Chemi's like, you need to get in this outhouse, lock the door, and do not do anything until morning. Do not fucking leave. I can't explain anything. Bye now. Runs. Okay. And I'll just take a recap to see, we've now met the entire cast of the game. So essentially we've got all the kind of the outsiders. These people are from like big head families, they're from like the village stuff on the top of the mountain. So they're kind of respected, but not that man-liked, because it's a bit, you kind of treat us a bit like shit, kind of toffs. You've got all the kids, we've got like relationships, family relationships in blue, and then kind of romantic interests in pink. And then this is like the only family unit in the game. This is the mother and the two sons. And that's what we're leading with, because I won't give them nearly enough time for their characterization, unfortunately. So we're no screen, and we get a wonderful choice of go out and take a look or go out and take a look. Well, shit. We die. Game over. And the magical sheet tells us we should do better next time. Okay. Jesus. And we loop in time, as you do. We play the game again. We are now stuck in the outhouse and we're like, I am not going to leave this time. Someone does try and rattle the door, but they leave us alone. And the next morning, Chemi's like, are you alive? Are you alive? And we're like, we have not slept 1 fucking second. It turns out that there are rules to this, which of course we didn't know. One of the rules is you need to have your own domicile and be locked in. You also need to cleanse yourself and go to sleep, which we didn't do. We were in our house. We're cleansing ourselves in total. However, we've survived. The two journalists have not. They are paste. There is nothing left other than bits of their faces. It's like, oh, that's pleasant. That went well for them. And what is called the feast has begun. As an outsider, we're not told what the hell is going on. They're like, we don't think you're related to this because you just showed up, and also you have survived while breaking the rules, so we're going to lock you in a cage that we keep for wild animals, and we're going to do something while you sit in the cage. So as our player character, we don't know anything of this, what goes on from here. However, everyone sits in a big circle, and they say, 2 wolves are in the village. We are playing Werewolves. I am not kidding. This is literally Werewolves the game. At night, the wolves will kill one person. At the day, the people need to hang someone who they think is a wolf. There is essentially an ancient legend where the god of the mountain, Lord Shinai, has lorded of the mountains for ages, but the evil wolf demon, Okami-sama, is basically, I'm going to kill all humans. And they're like, no, we're going to summon some animals and kill the wolf and stick in the river of death. But every so often the wolves will come back and they will inhabit the humans, so you won't know who's a wolf and who's not. It's just werewolves. It's an excuse for why there are roles, which is very funny. I didn't realise this when I was playing the game. I'm like, this sounds... No, this is just werewolves. This is just straight up playing werewolves. And this is all passed down through a nursery rhyme that all the villagers sing in a very creepy fashion, which is quite fun. I'm not going to sit on that for too long. But ultimately, we get to see it. Yeah. And yeah, and so basically, it's very typical werewolf. This is what you're here for when you know you're playing a werewolf game. Everyone going like, who's a wolf? Are you a wolf? Are you a wolf? Some guy goes, I'm the snake, I'm basically the seer, I get to see people like, I'm going to protect everyone. Anyone who's played werewolves is like, yeah, you're dead tonight. Lucky there is a guardian, the spider, so it's like, okay, you can survive. Alright. But ultimately they decide not to hang each other, not to hang anyone tonight. It's all done by democratic vote, and it will always be respected. If you look at Eagle Eyed, you may have noticed one of the kids is wearing a dress. This is clearly a non-binary icon of the game, neurodiverse as fuck. To the point where he does identify as a guy, actually, but he's wearing a hand-me-down clothes, and he doesn't give 2 shits. And he's found that the more he doesn't give a shit, the more people kind of let him do his own thing, so he's like, I will lean into this. So he is like a force of chaos in this game. He does not give 2 shits about social norms, and I love it. So you will actually see, like, me in the corner, I will wear the red hair later in his honour. The night passes, and the old man is horribly murdered, but it's not as pasty as the other ones. This kind of looks a bit human-y. Suspicious. And what's this one? But also, the punk kid, he's missing. He is paced in the middle of the floor, but the wolves can only kill once per night. What's going on here? They vaguely explain that there's a thing called the corruption, which is the punishment for breaking the rules, not necessarily a wolf. We assume. Everything is being told by a nursery rhyme. So fun. I will be speaking through this, so don't worry about it, we're not going through all the details. The snake reveals someone is a human, and he's a bit of a dick. He's one of the head family people, so everyone's kind of like, if I'm going to vote for anyone, I'm going to vote for him. But now he's confirmed human, so he's like, I'm going to be more of a dick. Fantastic. And one of my favourite things about this compared to any Werewolves game I've played is rather than normally it's like everyone votes at the same time so you can't get information from it. This goes the other way. Everyone has to vote in order, saying who they're going to vote for publicly and why. So by the end, someone is like, I've got a fucking grudge now. And it adds so much drama. I fucking love it. If I do Werewolves again, I'm playing it this way. They also reveal like who the monkeys are, which is essentially like the Masons. So they know each other well. They can confirm who is a human. They can confirm each other are humans, and that's what they can do. But that's really useful in a game like this, and it explains why in horrific detail. A lot of games is horrific detail. But that's kind of cool. We'll move on. Unsurprisingly, your man is about that first because all he talks about is the wolves are coming. Thanks, that's really helpful. So he's worked it out, and he says, I need time, the most lucid thing he's ever said. Which is like, well, I'm going to keep an eye on him. They're both dead. They're crushed over, their stomachs are bleeding, there's no weapon in sight, they're just dead and no one knows why. Why is everyone dying? And this guy dies as well, that was the mistake. Said it's going to last one night. And we, as a death of the ritual, basically we take the dead bodies and we throw them into the river. That's their cult, that's what they do. We don't even hear a splash. And meanwhile, we go back to check on this guy who's got a massive crush on the mysterious girl we met earlier. She's having a good time. It's all happening there. We're like, what are these fucking rules? We're only getting bits and pieces of information because we're not in the building doing the feast thing. So this is just mystery upon mystery upon mystery. Again, they're talking about the corruption. So we're down to like 8 people. Not half the village left at this point. Yeah, the game is very self-aware, so it's kind of fantastic. She's doing really well with the death of one of her sons, as you can tell. She poisons everyone, or tries to. And goes, yes, I want you all to fucking die. It's day 1. Well, she has spent death 4 by this point. It's looking a bit empty in her face at this point. Obviously, we're going to hang her because she was fucking crazy and a bit wolfy. And at this point, we've gotten really close with Jenny over the entire game. Unfortunately, I can't show that in the speed I'm going. So we kind of like meet up and she kind of explains what's been happening. We're kind of like giving her some advice on how to play the game as far as we can guess. And she starts staring at something behind us with kind of like yandere eyes. There's that in the doorway. Oh. And they're kind of going like, we need to be shouting separately. And fucks off into the mist. And we're like, what the flying fuck's going on? She starts freaking out and is like, I don't care what, just take a part on the outside in case I die tonight. And we're like, okay, that's not foreshadowing. That guy dies because no one cares. And the smartest guy in this village is like, yep, I'm the fucking wolf, and we've already won. And we're like, okay, we've killed a lot of people, clearly, but there's still 3 humans and 2 wolves. The old lady goes, yeah, I'm the other wolf. And the little girl basically kind of, well, the little girl, she's like 17, kind of says, you're the wolves, awesome, I'm on your side now. And we're like, the fuck? There's not 3 wolves and 2 humans. And we're like, Jesus, what is going on? What is fucking going on in this game? And one of my favourite parts, we get a stick, we beat the shit out of them and run for it. And I find that we hit the guy once, the old lady twice, and then the guy 6 more times, and then we run. Fucking love that. And so we're running through the mist, we're trying to escape the village, we're getting nowhere. We should have left it by now, and nothing's happened, we're just in the mist. Jeremy's literally just falling apart, just going like, it's because I'm from the village and you're not, you can't leave while I'm here, I think, blah, blah, blah. Literally falling apart. The fuck is going on? And then these guys show up. And then we die. And we do it again. So what the flying fuck's going on? Also, we kind of decided like we can't do anything while we are not involved in this feast. As long as we turn up as some random asshole come from the river of death, we're never going to get involved. So we have a plan. We go to the convenience store, we ask for some supplies. They have them out back apparently. And we go through a whole shit ton of different options, all involved in like death or getting lost in the mist. And I'll step through all of those. I do like Snap, where we just go to a local police officer, absolutely fucking just shoot at him, and he just shoots us in the face. So we have the great plan of just get absolutely smashed. So we turn up to the police station, smashed, and they stick us in the drunk tank for the night, where we weave a whole story of how, like, oh, our girlfriend left us, now we're in the woods, like we went to a mountain to like kind of like end our life, but I couldn't go through it. If only there was a small rogue village I could start over in. Hint, hint. And a posh dude at Cousin goes like, I found a small rogue village you could start your life over in. Hint, hint. Also, these guys are going to kind of take you there because they're going down there today. It's like, fantastic, I recognise these guys. Now we kind of get to know them. But the food journalist actually wants to be an occult journalist, so it's like, it's kind of calm later, I'm sure. And we see them mysteriously on the way there again. And she vanishes by tripping on the floor. They stop the car, stop the car, let's help her up. We get a very different image of her. The mystique is gone. She is now a very clumsy, very thirsty shrine maiden. The journalist is just like, oh, fucking, you're right in there. And the old lady is not happy about this. It's like, we've just had so much murder, and now this is the slapstick bullshit. This is great. But ultimately, it pays off. Now we've been introduced by the higher village, like, this guy's going to come living with you, he's not suspicious. They take us in, we're now part of the village. Fantastic, goal achieved. Also, we know all their characters now, so the smooth-tongued bastard that we are, we disarm everyone. This guy's like, I'm the punk, I'm the big hugger. He's like, cool, you're a punk, I'm a punk, let's fucking cut things together. He's like, no. He just backs the fuck off, which I fucking love. We come across Jenny for the first time, technically. And she starts crying, but doesn't know why. And we're like, It explains a bit that the way the memory loops isn't just we remember everything. There's certain things trigger our memories. Shit, I have done this before. So maybe something similar is going on. It's not just us. Interesting. I love it. The interaction with Smodgy is just fantastic. Just, you there, who can go without pissing the longest? And he's like, yes, I'm up for this challenge. Just return serves immediately. Bond and Disney. So we're down with all the kids as well. Great. Now, this girl's called Rebecca, and she kind of introduced the fact that there are 4 families which represent the 4 guardians we were talking about, blah, blah, blah. Hers is the spider, and they were considered the bedroom women servants. This kind of explains the thirst. The flirting is absolutely ridiculous. She blushes at absolutely everything, and it's very funny. What's this one? Okay. In order to get the journalists to not leave, they need to have a place to stay. They're not going to find a place to stay because they assume they're going to go back to the hotel. We need to sabotage their van. So we stick some nails in their van. Rick almost catches us, and we start going, oh look, there's this long hard thing in there. She's like, oh, so deep. What game am I playing now? It's like, such a different vibe, this loop. It's insane. And they're having a cat fight. And it's absolutely hilarious. They're like, can you call me by my first name? I can't remember my first name. Do you want to come, like, butcher some boar with me? And just like, do you want to come to the graveyard with me? And it's great because our character is actually like, you know what? Kind of, yeah. We are messed up. But ultimately, we're like, I'm not dealing with this cat fight. Mako, do you want to come play? And the mists descend. Now, we knew this, but everyone else doesn't. Everyone freaks the shit out. Get to your houses, blah, 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 blah. The night passes. We wake up with some blood on our stomach, saying, you are the snake. Oh, we get to be the seer? I didn't expect to get a roll. Holy shit, but we are now definitely part of the game. This guy comes along and is like, was there anything on your stomach? And we're like, what are you talking about, Mr. Wolf? We meet some other people. And of course the journalists know nothing, so they're just like, man, it's like, like the big guy, is he awake yet? And they're just like, yeah, he's dead. What do you mean he's dead? Oh yeah, he's paced. Sorry. So yeah, he's dead, scream, that's fine. So yeah, she's like, just understandably a bit perturbed by this. There are now 3 wolves in the village. And for the first time, we get to join the feast. And it's great because some people, I should have picked a better picture, but whatever. But fantastically, because our cover story is that we were suicidal, it's like, then you can die first. Shit. Especially because we're the seer. Like, if we want to win this, we need to not recall. But also, if we reveal that we're the seer, they're going to fucking kill us. So we've got to silver tongue our way through this. And yeah, the journalists are kind of freaking out. Now, Ricky is very much like, you can kill me, I will sacrifice myself, so no, you don't like me, just don't kill the little girl. Right. You didn't say that last time. Not that we were there, but I know you didn't say that last time. We get the monkeys, they reveal themselves. And it's fantastic, because last time this happened day 2. This happens day 1, because the smart one is not a wolf this fucking time. But it's also a monkey. The wedding goes ahead. And we get the choice to kind of like, shit, it's now like, there's almost this 5-way tie. Including us, so we're kind of fucked. We're like, how about we vote for the little girl, and then we can actually make it a full tie, and then no one gets hung. Fantastic. Everyone lives, hooray! Except for the journalist who died. Never mind, no one cares about it. I love this bit. So like, the smart guy's like, I think I've cottoned on to why you was doing what you were doing, so I want to talk to you later. Jamie's like, I want to talk to you later. I want to talk to you later. I want to talk to you later. Talk to me as well. There's fantastic. So he comes along, he's basically like, fucking anything can die if you have a big enough stick, and I love this. Because this also kind of reveals to us probably why he died last time. He did this last time, he was like, I'm going to fucking take the wolves. He did not take the wolves. But he's not going to listen to us if we just say, don't go and take the wolves. He's like, oh, I can take them. So we come up with the most silver-tongued method of saying, yeah, you can go die, I'll have your mum. So you better stay alive so you can stop me hitting on your mum. Wow. We dance into the mist going, can't catch me. It's fantastic. And he's like, I could win, and we're like, I tried, it didn't fucking work. We shouldn't have said that. What do you mean you've tried before? We walked our way out of that, and we get to pick who we want to investigate for the night. Doesn't matter, we'll move on. Because you can pick whoever you like, and the game does play out a bit differently, but it's not too much. And no one died. Fantastic, awesome. But we're still going to hang someone. And someone just point out that basically, like, do you know what the wolves would be in on? Not hanging anyone, because you can only hang, because the aim is to hang wolves. So it's like, if you don't want to hang anyone, that's a bit wolfy. It's just a werewolf thing, it's great.
High stakes, werewolf.
Absolutely. So yeah, no one's died yet. Someone has died, my friend. Thank you. And Mammy says she is the snake. Oh, bitch. Oh, you are not the snake. Unfortunately, I did investigate, so I knew she was a wolf, and I'm like, oh, I was wasted now. And we had the decision, because of course, this is clearly a trap. If we say, actually, I'm the snake, it's then a kind of like, he said, she said, we're both the outsiders, who are they going to vote for? But also now the werewolves know we're the snake. We're fucking dead. And you can play this out, you can decide not to do this. You will fucking die after a while. So we have to stay quiet. She points to the old lady and says she's a wolf. The old lady does the werewolf thing. It's like, you're a wolf, no, you're a wolf, no, you're a wolf. It's fantastic. It's what you're here for. So we have to kind of now play this game of like making different choices, kind of say like, let's just, you know, think about this logically, but also if we now point to the snake and go, I suspect them, they're going to be like, why would you suspect them? They're clearly the snake. Unless you were the snake. Then the wolves will kill us. So we have to really play this kind of wild deduction game in reverse. It's fantastic. But we're going to go ahead and win it. I had great fun with this. Now she still manages to be suspicious because she's not very good at this game. And it comes down to a two-way split. But unfortunately the old lady does lose. She's the most pious in the village. She understands the rules and she will respect the rule of democracy. So she's like, it's okay, I've led my time. We go to the hanging pine, which is where we hang them. So I think it's the first hanging we've actually done. Rise not. The young girl comes and says, what do you mean by I tried it, really tried it? With the kind of glassy eyes. You weren't there. How do you know we said the thing that we said about looping, which you don't know about? The fuck? And she says in a very creepy voice, you rose and rose again, have you not? What the flying fuck? This gets up to miss, because of course they do. Which one's this? I think it's more flirting. Oh yeah, she likes bad boys. The very pious shrine maiden. And this is one of the best lines in the game. Social norms out the fucking window.
It's true.
But then everyone chimes in. Just start talking about pervy shit, and I just thought this is elaborate. Yeah, you're not fully in America, girl. But ultimately, so like the first week, we got close to Chiemi, and we were quite close to her, and she was like, you know, take me with you type kind of thing. This time we're getting close to Rikiko, obviously. And we kind of make a pact, and she's like, you know, if we survive this together, you know, we'll not have any secrets between us. And we're like, yeah, that'd be fantastic. If we drop all the secrets, like, then you can ask Karaki whatever you want, and I will ask Rikiko whatever I want. And that's a pact, we're bounded. We have a nice scene in the mist. Fantastic. And we move on. Because it's someone else. Now, this guy comes along and he's basically just like, you voted me for yesterday as part of a tactic. What the fuck did you mean by that? And as long as we've investigated him and know he's human, we will go with the snake. Fantastic. If we don't, he just fucking kills us. Because that's fun. Mammy is now dead. The wolves has clearly got no more use for her because she would have been found out the next day from the crow who can reveal if a person hung was human or wolf. So, yeah, she was played. She's not from the village. The wolves obviously just fucking discarded her, which is great. And the little girl is dead. So we can't get any more information about how she knew. And she was the granddaughter of this guy, so he's now just sitting there with a gun going, let's do the fucking beast. And everyone's like, you are making everyone nervous with the fact you have a gun. It's like, I don't fucking care. We beat the shit out of him, take the gun away, give it to Chiemi, and we're just like, okay, let's get on with this. Crow's revealed. And this is just a case of like, it comes in numbers game. They explain this in horrific detail, that if we can confirm 2 more humans, we will win by numbers. If we confirm 1 human and a wolf, we won't, which is it's hard to think about, but they explain it in so much detail. Like, I don't care anymore, just get on with the game. So we do. We loop a few times to get information because I'm cheating, which is fantastic. Legitimate cheating. Reveal some humans. Rika says she's a spider. And then we said, I'm a spider as well. It's like, oh, make not this shit again. Oh yeah, he's called useless. We hung the wrong man because of course we do. Because fuck that guy. Now we have a theory about this. We went back to the poem which basically introduces the different guardians, and one line later on talks about a different animal, which is not mentioned as a guardian. And we have the theory, going back to the previous loop, where someone was like, I'm on the wolf side now, that there's a hidden role that no one's remembered because they're just told by a fucking nursery rhyme. There's a role called the Badger, who will be a human that is revealed halfway through the game and join the wolf side. So we're like, this fucker, isn't it? He's the fucking Badger. So we hang him and he says he needs time. As you remember last time, this resulted in 2 deaths. This time, however, this guy gets up, just punches him, takes him outside, and just hangs him immediately. Okay.
Alright.
Okay, all right.
Whoa.
Yeah, just, okay. And then we get poisoned out of fucking nowhere. And we are horrifically dying. And it was like, yeah, that's Wolfsbane, he's just dead. He's just straight up dead. And we die. Or do we? Someone's asked everyone to leave the room and we'll take in our poison. That's not how Wolfsbane works. Oh. Oh my. Oh my.
She's taking in something.
Yeah, she's taking in something. We managed to just about, in our dying breath, kind of push her off a little bit. And she's like, I see. Then this will hurt. I mean, we were dying anyway, so okay. So she stabs us with an ice pick, because as you do. But we wake up fully fucking healed. And everyone's like, you should be dead. You were 100% dead. And she's changed clothes. What the fuck is going on? But yeah, so she's oh yeah, so I remember last time she did poison everyone. So this time we're a bit suspicious of the poisoning that just happened. So we'll move on. A bit more cat fighting outside of our room to the point where we ended up just breaking up with both of them because like we're not handling this very well. And then she is killed in the night. So she wasn't alive. And her 2 sons are like freaking the fuck out. Some stuff happens which I'll cover over, and we end up just revealing we know who the wolves are, and it's like, well, shit. Okay, we'll just kill everyone. What? That's not how the rules work. Bang, 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 everyone fucking dies. We escape a little bit. This guy's like, we're about to, he actually shoots us in the back, we're dying. She's like, that's not what we agreed. So she just kills him. He's like, I'm going to take you. Fucking everyone wants to jump on us this loop, what the flying fuck? What's this one? Oh yeah, she wants to kill us from the moment we met. It's like, that's a line. I'm interested. And we are saved! We were dying anyway, but you know, that happens. And she grabs this strange necklace from Chermy, which looks like this. And it's like, that is the symbol of the wars that we saw. Interesting. And she freaks out, runs away, talks back to her. Yes, you did. And she says, that's not a good thing. And we just die. What is going on? So many questions. We move again. This time, we sneak in behind in the background, and we swap out the guns, the bullets for blanks. So like, haha, back, click, click, click. Oh no, we beat the flying shit out of them. And we said, well, the problem is there's 2 of them. We can hang one, but we have to wait another day, and then we'll get to kill again. So we're like, well, let's hang one and just cut the legs off the other one. Fucking cold. And they're just like, I'm just going to jump. Just hang one and I'll just jump. Because fuck that, you're the scariest thing here, and I'm a wolf. And yeah, so he just jumps. Where's not? So we have won, technically. We've lost half of everyone. That is still a victory for the humans. The mists rise. Cool, I guess. Regiko gets a kiss in. Fantastic. Very good for us. The road is clear, we're allowed to leave for once. I should mention, every time we've tried to leave, we just die. Or nothing happens and we just loop again. Like, I don't remember dying. Clearly we did. We get our bike back. We do some business. We drop off Mako, the lost girl. So this is the lost girl, you know, had her into the police. And we head back to the village. And everyone's dead. And is this still this guy who's gone mad, so we kill him. I just went on to murder him. As you do. And Rikiko's just hanging from the ceiling.
Oh.
It's like, the fuck? And the sheep says, do better next time. I'm trying! Fucking sheep!
The sheep of judgment.
Yeah, absolutely. The sheep of fucking judgment. So we go back. We've got a new plan. So the reason this guy died, we think, is because there was no toilet in the room we gave him. So he probably snuck out in the middle of the night to have a piss and then got murdered. So we're like, How about we swap rooms? Yours has a toilet. I will buy a portable toilet from the convenience store of magic, apparently. And we'll try again. This time it's Harrow's like, have we met before? And it's like, I'm not sure what's going on here. And Monty pulls her pants down. Clearly we're on the 17-year-old girl Harrow at the start of it. And the miss happen. This time, no one dies. And instead, just there's a pile of animal corpses instead, just to signify that the feast has started. Like, everyone's alive, and fucking tastic. Everyone's going to be there. This is awesome. I shall flash back briefly to the night before, where we are told we're a fucking wolf. Oh no. Our plan to keep everyone alive has hit a snag. You were chosen to be the wolves, and here are our co-conspirators. Oh good, the one that poisons everyone and the young girl. Fantastic. Great teamwork. I want to point out the horrific translation here. And I don't know what they were going for, like what dialect they were trying, and how this is meant to be Old English, because it just sounds like, I will tell you what the true legend is. The wolves were not fully dead. It was the humans who was fully dead. And ultimately what they're telling us is the legend is backward. It's not that the wolf is dead and they come back and try and kill the humans. All of the humans in the village are already dead. They're already zombie wolf things. And you're actually urging them. You are sending them to the afterlife. That's what they tell the wolves. And the wolves are like, oh shit, yeah, I need to save my friends by murdering them. Cool. Everyone's very religious in this village. Everyone's together for murder. Yay. This guy says, I can't die yet. And it's like, yeah, I've seen that before. You've got a guardian. And we're a wolf. Good for you. But the smart guy's like, everyone shut the fuck up, we have a guardian. Let's hear the monkeys. And then the big photographer, who's said barely a word all game, starts speaking. And he's like, numbers game, eh? And just, this guy is the most verbose thing in the game. And I'm like, I love him. He's a big, chunky photographer. He's very, like, concise with his words. I'm like, I love this guy. Until I realize we're on the opposite sides, and he's very, very fucking smart. He's now the end boss of this game. No. See, we've got the monkeys out. He's a monkey, so we can't even cast doubt on him. He's guaranteed fucking human. This is the worst timeline. We get some interesting things of like the cult journalist, well, he's now a food journalist, kind of says, interesting, he's like, if you mess around with the kanji a bit, then Shinai actually kind of translates back into a kami-san. Are they the same deity? And everyone's like, shut the fuck up with your blasphemy. And in the night, we just pass out. This is the thing at night, you just pass out. You have no way of staying up. Interesting, because we did in the outhouse. And there's a costume we're kind of told to put on and go out there and do some murder. And we're like, okay. Harry comes along and also says you have to kind of slosh water as you go, or the corruption will get you. Okay, sure, whatever. We've got a flashlight because we're modern. And she's like, wow, what does that do? And it's like, it's really a village in the mountains. Here, have one, I've got two. From the convenience store. And I have no words. But ultimately, it's like, okay, what do we do now? I was trying to save everyone. Let's save everyone. The mountain's laws are absolute. Oh my god, the young girl just stabbed us. Okay, then let's kill everyone. You won't kill my sons, let's kill ourselves. This is the worst team. The worst fucking team. So, we have a final option of be a silver-tongued asshole and trick everyone. So we're like, remember, like what we told, like, we're saving your sons, we're saving your sons. You should want to do this. Let's do a murder, let's be the best wolves you can. It's like, you're right, I need to murder my sons first. Sure, whatever. And yes, let's put them out of their misery. So we go to kill one of our sons, and Chimney's standing outside. She's awake, she's standing in front of us, and she has a fucking gun. She takes one look at us, says something, and blows her own face off. What the fuck is this game? What the fuck is this game? But essentially that's the death, and we're like, I don't think we can kill again, and we probably could, but I think we probably shouldn't. Well, shit. We can't waste the night. And we hear the creepy voice again. She's like, oh, maybe you're going to understand when you rise again and again and again. I'm like, what is with you, girl? The blind fuck. And she starts laughing and kind of says, oh yeah, so part of the, our story was like, I came to this village with special powers. I know your name, I know your name. I know the stuff about you that I learned from the previous lips. Magical powers. And she's like, yeah, do you want to find use your magical powers on me? Find out what I am. Fuck you. But she does tell us that there are 3 gods in the village. Not just one, there are 3. One of them is powers, one of them is our enemy. Cool, some information, thank you. Anything else? No, bye. This game. And ultimately the humans are confused because Chemi is dead. She is paced. We didn't paste her. That happened later. So something weird is definitely going on. They're like, that's not the wolf, that's not the work of the wolves. The wolves didn't kill anyone. Was it because the spider saved them? Who the fuck knows? Everyone's confused. And stuff goes on. And again, the photographer's like, does anyone want to be investigated first by the snake? And we're like, wait, shit, put my hand up. Oh my god. Final fucking boss. But ultimately, like, it's pure mind games at this point. I wish I could go into full detail, but it's just amazing. I just love the fact that I'm sitting there going, I loved you so much. You are the biggest thorn in my side. And there are so many routes that just lead to death, because he's just like, I've made a choice. He's like, okay, cool, yeah. You're the wolf, fuck, dead. And the little girl starts saying, everyone should hang. Mako. Just like to say Mako. Even to Rikko, like, the whole thing is, she's the lost child. She's brought to the village. Rikko's basically been her impromptu guardian for the whole thing. And even this time, she's like, no, fuck you all. She's a fucking badger. Oh god, this is the worst team. This is the worst team whatsoever. Holy shit. So we do some voting. If the old man, he gets punched and hangs straight away. It's like, I've seen that before. And we're like, okay, we need to kill one of the smart people, not your sons. One of the smart people, all going to die. She's like, okay, one more night. I'll give you one more night. And we get to pick. If we pick the wrong one, then the snake will investigate us and we are then dead. So we have to kill the person we figure out is the snake. And leave the incredibly intelligent man alive. The worst one, So we do find like a bit of how this thing works. So everyone's in a locked room. We walk up, touch the door, it unlocks by magic. We touch other doors, they don't unlock. It's the first door you touch will unlock, that's the person you can kill. Interesting, this is very complicated. And we just say, we'll do it. And it's like, what do you expect here? Like kind of some moral quandary about this. And he's like, just murder. We are not a good person. We have hit on at least 2 women who have both died.
You threatened some guy was sleeping with his mum, and now you're saying you're not a good person?
Oh yeah, we've known for a while. At least that was purposely a joke, but also like, it was very funny. But yeah, the shit we say, he would if he could. And they're just like, yes, well done, clap, well done. And it's just like, oh my god, what does this do to people? This is not normal. We are not normal, but they are also not normal. This figure shows up, and it was Harrow the whole time in a weird costume. This is kind of like the thing she wears when she does the whole weird I am God thing. And she does reveal that she is one of the gods. She is the powerless one. She used to be the god of the mountain, now with the name of the badger. Like, okay, that explains nothing, but cool. You're possessed by God. Noted. And we figure out that she is not looping, but she can read minds to a lesser extent. So she can read our memory, realize that we are looping, and then just run along with it. And she's like, nah, you got me. So, okay, that's one thing explained-ish, I guess. And we hit on God. in inhabiting a 17-year-old's body. We're not a good person. This guy shows up as the crow, and he's like, anyone else want to challenge my role? Anyone? I've got a fucking knife. Things go on. He starts accusing Harrow, who is the granddaughter of the old dude, who's just like, how fucking dare you, and just punches him, it gets into a big fight, and then he kind of realizes, I done fucked up. Just hang me, just fucking hang me. We're like, phew, this is going to be us otherwise. So we hang him. Nice not. So we have to kill one of her sons this time, we're just like, you have to do it yourself, and she does. And then goes absolutely fucking nuts the next morning because she just had to murder one of her sons. And in the middle of the day, she starts killing the other one as well, because like she can't wait any longer. He has to die as well. It's the worst team. It's the worst team. And the whole time she's going, yes, I'm a wolf. I'm a wolf. And the smart guy just kind of works out, well, because you didn't kill them the first night, that means someone smarter than you was planning it the whole time. Blah blah blah. He's the wolf. Oh Jesus fucking Christ! How dare you? How fucking dare you? It's great. So. Again. This game is great. So we try and go for the other one, and they are saved by the spider. The door doesn't lock, and we're like, okay, fine. Carry wanders off. We start having a chat with Harrow/God. And she's like, oh, well, even God is like, I wouldn't call you a good person. It's like, no, like, really not. It's fascinating playing this interesting person. And we've kind of given up at this point. We're just like, you know what, the wolves are too righteous with their murder. Because the humans are like, I want to save with humans, and the wolves are like, I want to save the humans by killing them. We're like, why don't we just be evil for once? Because we're a nice person. So we convinced this 17-year-old girl to turn evil and just kill for the sake of killing, and not give a shit about the mum and her feelings and blah blah blah. Let's just be shitty wolves. And she's like, cool. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, we play, oh yeah, we claim the spoil of the snake. We're like, because now we've killed the snake, we're like, oh yeah, we're totally the snake. Anyone want a challenge? Anyone? He's fucking dead. We're totally the snake. Mako's still like, I want to hang everyone. Hang everyone, I'm hungry, which I think was a fantastic line. There's still a suspicion on us, like the big guy is still just like, but if you were a fake snake, and we're like, just dude, shut up. Oh my god. Just move this faster. Oh yeah, so the old lady gets it like 1 point. We are skirting death. So we're gonna kill the fucking smart guy. We're gonna kill the smart guy. And the mom is like, I touched my son's door first. The worst one, it's the worst team. Oh my god, she's like, well, too late now. And we're like, okay, you are going to have to die tomorrow. She's like, but what about my other son? You are going to have to die tomorrow. Sorry, this is how it is. We'll kill him for you, we promise. Pinky promise, we'll kill him for you, but you need to die. She's like, okay. I'll sacrifice myself for my sons. So he kills the son. And I just love this line. The god is like, this game is fantastic. And yeah, we reveal that his mother is a wolf, and everyone he's very upset about this. This guy comes up with a great plan of like, well, we could just hang the little girl who is clearly the badger. He's worked out the badger thing as well without our help. Fucking stop being so smart. And the mom just freaks out. She's like, well, you're going to hang the little girl instead of me? No, I need to die first. It's fucking messed up. So she causes a scene and gets hung. Okay. And we finally kill the photographer. Oh my god. Finally he's dead. And everyone thinks we're the snake, and we're like, yeah. And then we're like, oh, I found another wolf today. It's that guy who's clearly human. He's like, Jesus Christ. This has been a circus. And we're like, yeah, we're fucking winning. Finally. However, our rooms are searched for the missing gun that Jimmy killed herself at the beginning, and they find this very expensive, very modern, very foreign flashlight in Harrow's room. And they're like, why would you need this modern flashlight unless you're walking around at night? And got it from some stranger who comes from another part of the country? Can you explain? No, they can't. They just beat the shit out of us and tie us up. We've lost. Again. But in the night, Harrow shows up in god form, and it's just like, being tied up means nothing to me. And we kind of say, oh, maybe we won't give her the flashlight. She's like, no, you don't understand how much that flashlight meant to her. So you're going to have to keep getting the flashlight, you're going to have to keep getting the shit out of you, sorry. So we turn the next day, and everyone's like, why are you like completely healed and untied up? And we're like, it's because of the work of the gods, haha. And the humans go, we're the wolves. I'm sorry, what? Mako, come here, we're the wolves. Oh shit. This stuff again, now she joins them too. Yeah, the wolves, I'm going to join them. It's 4v2. Fuck. It's the worst team. So we're like, what are we going to do? What the fuck are we going to do? And the god goes, we're going to do this. And just knocks us out. We wake up tied up again, back with the god, and they're like, oh, you're tied up, but the other girl wasn't. Well, fuck it, we're going to drag you anyway. And God has shown up and is just like, yes, I am the god of the wolves. Ha ha, this is all my game. And you have won, well done, you win. He was clearly a human, not a wolf. It was just me, ha ha, you win. And we're like, yeah, I fell in love with the 17-year-old girl. So I just wanted her to win. But I am human. We're 24. It's not great. Now, she is a god, but it's not great. And Ricky goes, oh, like, yeah, I understand the temptation. You're not from this village. Your customs are different. I guess it is Japan, the age of consent is lower. I don't know, whatever. Okay. And God is happy about it. She's like, cool, I'm going to get hung. This is going to be a new experience. Fantastic. Oh my god, I'm going to die anyway. Anyone want to sing along with the nursery rhyme? Where they're going like, oh, the nursery rhyme, the badgers and shit. She's like, can I jump? For fuck's sake. However, the last moment we do call out Harrow's name. And the cloth falls away from her face. And we realise it wasn't God. That was all an act from Harrow. She did it to save us because she clearly had a fucking massive crush on us. Shit! But everyone we're convinced we're human. So at the night we're still a wolf. We put our wolf costume. We kill the next person, and we're just like, cool, we're the wolf. You lose. Miko's like, oh, awesome, the wolves. I'm joining your side this time. Fantastic. Rico just gives up and kind of wanders off, going like, I guess I'll prepare for when you're going to come kill me. I'm like, yep, you do that. And she's like, how about rock, paper, scissors for it, yeah? And it's finger guns. We do real gun. Revenge, bitch. It's absolutely brilliant. The sky blacks out. Mako's been heptite god apparently, and they're like, yeah, that's a new thing.
Oh.
Oh,
5 minutes ago, we were playing Werewolves in a room. And now Cthulhu has shown up. Or whatever the flying fuck this is.
Woo!
And the sheep's just like, what did you do? What did you fucking do? And they basically kind of reveal that the sheep is basically not the cause of the time loop. They are the cause of why we can keep our memories. They're some kind of powerful force. They went, there's some weird shit going on in this area, and we noticed you went in, so we went, okay, ding, you can now remember everything. I hope you sorted it out, because I have no idea what's going on inside it. Thanks, I guess. Eternal trauma, thanks sheep. And then it's like, right, okay, well clearly what's going on is they are looping time until this happens, until they summon whatever this is. Whatever you did, don't do it again. Do not come back to this timeline. Do not come back. I can reset time once. If I do it again, they will notice and we're all fucked and Japan is fucked and the world is fucked. Do not come back here. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, right, you're going to need to die so I can loop time, so be crushed by a million sheep. Fantastic. So we go back here. If you remember, it doesn't have to say all of them. And as an unreliable narrator, I do realise that we've apparently known this since quite some time ago. And we go like, Jimmy, you remember the loops, don't you? What the fuck? And it'll come down to the fact that she said things like, oh, take me away on your bike, in a loop where we didn't have our bike. It's like, shit, that did actually happen. That's interesting. Cool. Actually absolutely breaks down. Because yeah, she's been in this loop for hundreds of loops before we even turned up. So she has seen her friends and family kill each other. She's had to kill and be killed a million different ways. She's kind of losing it, as you would expect. And then we showed up as this kind of the first new person in hundreds of loops, and that's why she kind of got so attached to us. Fair enough. She explains that for most of the loops, she was the wolf, and because it was just these two, they were just fucked. They were never going to win. Everyone's so suspicious of her. The old lady's a bit shit. They just lost every single time. And then, like, Mako showed up, the roles changed, she became human. That's where we jumped in, and then the rest of the games happened. And yeah, essentially she has completely snapped. And now she's released all of this anguish and like everything's gone on. She snaps again and goes like, maybe the answer is to kill you 100 times. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? We go through 50 loops of her just killing us on sight. And again, with the way the memory works, sometimes we don't remember it until like halfway through the loop, we're just like, da, 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 da. I've remembered, you're going to kill me, shit. No, we don't have time. This is all just telling text, but like, physically, we've done this 50 fucking times.
She's still no hierarchy.
Yeah, she's not handling things well. To the point where we buy a bulletproof vest from the man for convenience to survive one shotgun blast, finish her off, and then just say you're a pain in the ass. And this hurts her feelings. Literally. So the next time we meet, they've got this whole thing now to trigger each other's memories. They just introduce themselves. So we're just like, hello, this is, like, hello, Chairman. She's like, hello, hierarchy. Shit, I remember everything now. She's like, kind of hurt when you said it, I was a pain in the ass. Like, you killed me 50 times! But she's like, well, when you killed me once, there was no love in it. Like, oh, shit. Essentially, that brings her out of it. And we said, like, well, I only said that because I was a bit pissed. And she's like, don't fucking say that. You always lie when you say which is in Japanese. I've heard it throughout the game. He kind of goes, whenever he says something. Normally he's very confident. I'm like, it is weird when he says that sometimes. And you can go back over the whole game. Every single time he said, he is lying. And it's fascinating. You can play the whole game again and go, shit, I can tell when he's lying. Including this bit.
What's that? What's that?
Oh, interesting. You little shit. And then this is just a line. I'll kill you. I won't kill you. Get me ready. Be my darling. We should just say in English. It's great. We do a lover suicide off the cliff just to reset. For whatever reason. And we get to like the end of this massive chart. I'm like, okay, now just figure out what's going on. We do a bunch of information gathering jobs. We can now unlock some stuff we couldn't before. We go and chat to Nami and say like, can you tell us about some of the folklore to do with all the different guardians? Get some more information there. We've got this guy. This is the longest part of the fucking game. We find this guy, we stand outside his house, we start singing a weeb theme tune, and he comes and goes, who's singing that weeb theme tune? Gotcha, you're an otaku. Well, yes, I am. So we make friends, and then we find a secret hidden basement in his house, where we find all this documentation about how his great-grandfather was like, why do we have a village where everyone does this fucking wolf sacrifice thing? And it gives us tons of information about like all this random bullshit, like there was a serial killer that was never found, and like there was an outbreak of cholera, and like, I don't care! I don't care, what is going on? And they're like, well, if you change the name of the village and you move it around a bit, it says human sacrifice. And? It's so bizarre. And the whole combination of this, again, this goes on for fucking forever. Is he like, oh, so how do we do, how do you explain the mystical stuff? How about the doors unlocking? Remote control locks. In the random shacks in this mountain village? Yes. How about the sleep at night thing? Gas. Are you sure? Apparently we're very sure. And people have put a huge amount of effort and money into this, and then we get gassed. And it's like, well, I guess he's correct, I guess. This makes no fucking sense. We're checking on this old dude. We finally find out where he lives, and we're just like, hi, old dude. Are you the serial killer from 8 years ago? And he's like, yes. So there's so much that Harawaki has figured out, but hasn't told us the deal, which I'm kind of annoyed about, but it's still fun to go back and go, oh, okay, I did think of some of these things. And ultimately, we kind of work out that this is all to do with this whole belief thing where, like, if you believe in something, if you get people to believe in something, that is what creates gods. As long as people believe it enough, a god is created, and then they have more power, the more beliefs they have, the more believers they have, rather. So it seems to be the upper village is basically getting fame and prosper and experimenting on humans, especially children, by using the power of the beliefs of the village down here. So long as they go, look, there's this whole god thing, and like this mysterious, when the mists rise, you have to do the werewolves thing, and then they kill themselves, and that counts as a sacrifice, which gives them magical powers. And so that's where you put cameras and like anesthetic gas in there. Yes. Sure. Moving on. So it's time for our final loop. We go back to the sheep, and we're like, sheep, and sheep is like, why the fuck are you here? I gave you one instruction. We just don't come back here. Look at the thing is here. And we're like, yeah, but can you send us back a bit further? I need a bit more time. We're like, I told you, can I do this once? He's like, it's cool, I only need one time. This is way too overconfident, but sure. So she really shut this down. So let's go further back. So we're back at the convenience store. Where it's revealed, he goes, hey sheep, how's it going? Like, what? He's like, yeah, I've got to tell you the sheep, by the way. Like, you're a magical convenience store. Like, clearly you're related to all of this. Were you going to tell us the player at any point? No. It's like, so we're there a few days earlier. We get to meet Meiko as she first turns up. We introduce ourselves again. Again, I'm there going like, I'm on to you. She goes like, sheep are successes. That's a word. Bad wolves need to die. This is before the feast has started. I'm like, where are you from, Meiko? What's going on? We also call her Meiko. She's like, who's Meiko? Oh, is that me? I'm like, yeah, because that's the name the village gave her, I guess. And we somehow get off this line, which is kind of important. We're just kind of like, you're a good girl, but sometimes you do bad things. You need to be a good girl that's a little bit bad. And she's like, fantastic, I'm a good girl that's a little bit bad. I'm like, terrible influence, terrible influence. But Jimmy goes up and goes like, shit, the reset point's stopped again, what's going on? And we're like, it's cool, here's a gun, here's a bullet, shoot God. Oh yeah, we'll also bring everyone, by the way. Oh, we fuck off. He's got a plan, I don't know what it is. And this is the second longest scene in the game. And we dig through rocks and dirt, and we have lunch, and we have to go through rocks and dirt, and rocks and dirt, and rocks and dirt, and rocks and rocks. And I'm thinking, what are we doing? We were just digging. And we come across a skull. 3 skulls, in fact. Cool. I guess this is something. You have a plan. And ultimately, we bring everyone to the hanging pine, which is where all the ritual stuff happens. And just as the mists start to descend, everyone shows up and they're like, oh shit, what's going on? And we show up wearing this ancient headdress that was part of a ritual sacrifice, which we somehow knew was buried under this tree. Okay. To be like, I am God. Yes. Standing under the leather jacket. I don't know how anyone is convinced by this. But ultimately, the mists have come, there's sunlight behind us, we're like, I am God. Also, I know all of your names. And we're like, stop doing the murder, please. This is caused by humans, not people. And ultimately, we are shattering their faith by pretending to be a god, which is how they created the god in the first place, the evil bastards up on the hill. So they're going like, yep, they're evil. Also, there is a god. They're inside the little girl, by the way. That is the god of the mountain. You should worship them now. Going on. And we give some like parting words to everyone of like, I know you've got 2 great sons and you're wonderful, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of heartwarming at this point, because they don't know this person. Like, who's this random guy who showed up? But he knows our names and he knows our history, and we're like, I am God, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of sweet. Okay, build a shrine to there. So we've made God cry. What is this game? Is this fucking game? But ultimately, this is how it all began. It kind of makes sense when you go through it. Ultimately, we have crushed the faith. Like, they do not believe in the Okami-san anymore. They believe again in the god that was of the mountain. Fine. What's the thing? Oh, my wife? I'm like, what wife? We didn't have one? I think this is supposed to be part of the ritual sacrifice thing. Like, there was a mother, father, and a child. Whatever. But go down to the river. There's going to be someone there who'll get you out of here. Old man, stay there, by the way. Just no reason. Everyone else, fuck off. Also, Chemi, do you want to kill God now? Because I'm God. Do you want to point that special bullet that, thank God, is a blank at me? She freaks out because, well, whatever. She shoots us, and that kind of cures her trauma of God. God is dead. Cool. I think. Make us love it. The whole time she's been going, yeah, we're a wolf, woo, and everyone's like, shit, who's this random girl? Because she hasn't turned up yet. They didn't know who she was. Okay. You say, make her right, okay, hang on, because no one knows who you are, so eat some treats and just like hum there, I'll come get you later. Cool. And then we meet up with the sheep and we go, so Mitsuji, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wait a minute, Mitsuji was the name of our ex. Is this our fucking ex? Yes. She was hanging around in the convenience store, so we were driving on a mountain road going, man, glad I'm getting away from my ex. Why is she in this convenience store? Well, I'm going to pretend I don't know her. And she's like, shit, it's my ex. I'm going to pretend I don't know him. What? This fucking game. Also, how come you wear a sheep and also have powers? When did that happen? So we go to the old guy and he's like, hey old guy, I know you're a serial killer. How's it going? And he's like, well, I'm going to murder you. And he trips over a bit of grass and dies. Just kills himself with his own knife. I'm like, well, I mean, I didn't do it, so I'm not a murderer at least. But it's a bit anticlimactic. And we go catch up on Mikako. He's like, so I called the sheep, by the way. I'm like, okay.
What does that mean?
And we do remember that at one point she was like, oh, I remember that day I saw you through the leaves. And it's like, that was the first leaf. That was never the... You have memories, don't you? Because she's the one that created them. She's the one that created the blah, 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 to summon the giant demon god. And we reveal that, yeah, basically she is the third god. She is the enemy. She has the spider god inside her, who basically is the spider god of dreams. And this is all a big dream. And she's been collecting grudges, essentially, to summon a giant spider demon. Because why not? And we're like, so why are you doing this? Why do you need everyone to die? And she's like, because apparently she's a sex pest.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
The children? Yes.
Pretty great.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
So that's a visual. And essentially she reveals that, like, as part of the whole head family thing, her entire deal was like using sex powers to steal people's like corruption and disease and stuff, which cures them. And everyone goes, wow, you're magical. Yes, we are. Also, this is funding a demon inside us. Awesome. And she's been implanting little demon spider babies in everyone in the fucking village. So most of it is not actually she having sex with people, but like there was an outbreak of cholera. Most of the village had cholera. She cured it and went, there's a spider demon baby. And ultimately someone has to die by a grudge in order to summon the spider, give it back to her, and summon the spider. So playing a game of werewolves causes a lot of grudging. So there's the explanation. And she's like, and you were fantastic at it, because she was doing hundreds of loops, and she has no influence, so she was never winning. She was like, everyone, could you hate each other? Oh, you're just going to kill me again. Cool. Well, we'll loop again. I can do this all day. And she reminds us of our pact, which we made, and she's like, by the way, that was with me, who was a god, so it counts. And we're like, yep. So you can ask Harawaki for anything, and I can ask you. And she's like, yep, and you're bound by that, fantastic. And we're like, cool. Who's that, by the way? Oh, you silver-tongued son of a bitch!
Oh.
She's like, yeah, well, that's not me, but you know, whoever that guy is, well, he's pretty fucked. Anyway. And so she does this, because it's essentially the by her death, which is why we found out hanging out one time. So as long as she kills herself, she'll have memories and we won't, and she can outsmart us. And we're like, Jesus Christ, shit, no! Lights go out. Lights come back on, and Spider Demon is gone. And she's like, what? What? Which like, okay, so part of my pact, which is to not do the whole spider thing anymore. Cool, let's go. You can't just do that. What? Why is the spider demon gone? What? It just doesn't tell us. It just moves on. But she is now a powerless random woman who technically hasn't committed a crime. But the guy who's been simping for her whole game is like, I will take her in and look after her. And she's like, well, I'm going to bite his legs off. Meanwhile, the badger god is just like, so, no powers, eh? Remember what you did to me back in the day? She's like, oh shit, I'll be good. And we head up the road to the other village, where we come across the reporters who's like, who gave us this anonymous tip to investigate a cult up here? Because they're now chasing us. We're like, oh yeah, that was me. Off screen, apparently. And yeah, and a random mook shows up. It's like, oh, hell should I? And he just gets fucking beaten shitless. It's like, yes, my man! More show up. We get the hardest image in the game. The second hardest image, because that's even harder. Fan-fucking-tastic. The three dudes show up with the guys who come along and say, you are Wolves, blah, blah, and they're like, what's going on here? And we put the headdress on, we're like, oh, we're gods. I'm like, oh, but we're gods. And we just bullshit at them for 10 minutes straight. And they kind of go, yeah, you got a point. Do we have to keep doing this? Like, can we go home? This is a bit silly anyway. The most anticlimactic climax I've ever seen. This is absolutely ridiculous. And everyone's like, I'm just tired at this point. And she's like, oh, I want to kill you. It's like, yeah. Cool, whatever. Mako has vanished at this point. And the game kind of ends there. We end up with this kind of like epilogue scene where Jimmy hunts us down and is like, oh, so you're a fiction writer, that's why you're so good at bullshitting. But they've all got different author names. Who are you really? And we're like, But I guess we hook up. I guess. And we drop that. And the credits roll. I'm like, I don't. What the fuck? So interestingly, the game has what's called a revelation mode, where you can play the entire game again, if you really want to, with other people's perspectives. So when someone's like, you're like, what happened over there? You play it again, and suddenly you get this phone going like, oh, this is what's happening over here. You're like, oh, that does explain it. You get lots of like, why people killed whom, what did, what when. It's really interesting. You get some interesting stuff going on, which I will get to the most important bits. So we get some like these little side stories. Basically, these two go on like spiritual adventures. It turns out that Cherry remembers looping because when she was a child, she found the rabid dogs that are used for the corruption. They have this bunch of rabid dogs that are afraid of water, and that's how they control them. So they splash water around, that's why they don't kill you. But she found them in a storeroom, got bitten, got rabies, got rigor code, sexually assaulted, and they gave her that little necklace and went, yeah, that's what's protecting you from the rabies, don't worry about the sex pest woman. And so she's believed so hard in that thing she was wearing this whole time, it kind of gave her these powers to see when people have a god in them. At which point, with everyone, because they were infected spider babies. So that's why she was going mad, because she saw God in everything. But now she's in a village where there's no god power, she's now seeing it when there is actually like supernatural stuff going on, so they go on adventures, going like, oh, there's something over there, cool, let's go investigate. As you do. And here's like, yeah, the most bullshit scene where they kind of go, oh, well, I'm going to ignore him if he's going to ignore me. So dumb, so fucking dumb. Turns out Jimmy did want to shoot us the first time she met us. Rico did want to jump us the first time she met us. There's this scene, this is why she was vanishing, was she was tripping over the traps Mako set in the grass. Mako's the one that killed the old man, which I fucking love. This was like a scene right at the beginning where people were like wearing suspicious stuff. They were just avoiding having bugs in their face. all of that suspense is ruined. Fantastic. Harry was into us from the beginning, of course she was. This guy was murderous. He was into us for the first time because he was doing everything. So we get some interesting alternate endings. We're going to marry God. So we can just say, hey God, do you want to get hitched? Fine, fuck. And we're like, so if we get hitched, I will believe in you more, you'll get your powers back, and then we can go fuck up Rikako. And she's like, cool, done. So Rikako's in the background. I love this guy because she's the sprite's going like this, going like summoning the spider god. We kick the door in naked, do a ritual dance in front of her, go, ooh, I believe in a badger. And we just end up with that. This fucking game. So that's great. And then we could take a different side, where we go, hey sheep, do you remember when we were dating and I left you really embarrassing voicemails? I'm going to read them out one by one. Until she fucks off. Then we go, hey Rikako, do you want a partner? Then we get tentacle rape for the rest of eternity. So there's that, and that's pretty much the game. There are some outlier plot stories, and it's fascinating to me because first of all they get like this one, which is like these two kind of not hook up, but like he becomes like her apprentice, and they go back to occult writing, and they get lost on a ghost train, and that's kind of just fun and interesting. These two is really wholesome because again she's now powerless, but also because she spent her life living in a kind of underground sex goddess murder prison thing, she's got no documentation. She can't get her job. And this guy's like, well, I'll look after you, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy a big house, you can have a wing to yourself, you don't have to deal with me, but if you want to. And he's like such a gentleman about it. And he's like, for the guy who we thought was a dickhead the whole game, it's fucking wholesome, I kind of love this guy. And she's there going like, no, I hate everyone, I hate everyone, I hate everyone. She finds like a tiny little spider demon, a little tiny spider demon. And she goes, you know what? Maybe I should start doing good things. She starts learning to cook and stuff. You know what? Good on you, I guess. Sex pest, ritual murderer. And then we get to these two, which starts off fucking weird. They go on a little adventure. They go to like a haunted inn, which turns out to not be real. And they're like, we bring people in and then we like murder them because we're a ghost inn. And she's like, I'm the god of this mountain. Oh, then do you want to just stay for free, I guess? And of course, Mochi's just wearing a dress. And only halfway through, when they're going to have a bath, she's like, oh, that's a guy! Pour all the aphrodisiacs in the water. It's like, what? I'm sorry, what? So he starts getting a bit thirsty, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. They're kind of both underage. And it goes on. And then it just suddenly drops the lore bomb of why she's inhabited by a god. And it goes back to the whole, like, okay, there are these rabid dogs which are afraid of water. She's got in a canteen. And there's a point where she was basically, in the last feast, 8 years ago, her and her mother came back to the village while it was going on. And so she's walking through the mist, and there's all these rabid dogs who are scared of her, start backing away. And her mother looks at her and goes, she's being protected by the god of the mountain. Her belief summons the god back into life, infecting Haru, who then turns around, and her mother, who's not wearing a canteen, gets murdered by dogs. Which is a little bit traumatic, and God is like, well, thank you for resurrecting me. How about I just block this from your memory permanently? Let's not talk about this ever again. Your mum just died randomly. Cool. In the middle of this story about two kids kind of getting horny, they dropped that law. Why was that not in the main game? She was a big part of the story. The flying fuck. And then we get to Mako. Who is she? Where does she come from? And again, this is a whole story which was never told in the main game, but they just tell us a side story and go, yeah, so by the way, she's what's called the Black Goat. And when the lights went out, and this is about to happen, she was walking around outside and went, that looks tasty. Nom. And ate the spider demon. Again, why was this not in the game? And it goes across this whole side story of how there was this thing called the Pastor of Salvation, which is like a crazy death cult, who again did this whole thing of like, let's get a whole shitload of orphans, tell them all their magical powers until they all believe it, and then they start getting the magical powers because they believe in it so hard. And that's going to be great. And there's this whole thing about how like there's ranchers that look after them, they're called cattle until they develop powers, at which point they're called sheep. There are wolves that they see the government or anyone trying to kill them. And our girlfriend, who we didn't know, is part of the church who are trying to kill them. This is a whole massive story that sounds really interesting, but just didn't bother telling, and was a big part of the game. So, for this massive, long game, which I really enjoyed, what the fuck? This is why I kind of want to tell the whole story, because it's like, I think some people will play this and go like, I don't understand why I just sat through 60 hours of the game to get this. But it's very funny to tell. And also, like, she also, because of, like, she was called Mako because she was a sheep and went meh, but we called her a lost cat. She was like, maybe I should go, Mia. I'll be Mia from now on. And there's another game they made where there's a character called Mia who looks very suspicious. I haven't played that game, so it sounds interesting. But we're going to move on to this one. I'm not going to go into much detail, as much. But there is another game called Nausea, which is about playing a game of werewolves while stuck in a time loop. But in space. And I'm not joking. And these are independent. This is the French team, I believe. Whereas those Japanese, they do know of each other now, but I don't think they did when they were in development, which is a fascinating coincidence. So this is really interesting. It's got a massive, colourful cast, and it's really wonderful pastel art style, which I love. And the music is very experimental. I'm just thinking, what is this noise? By the end of it, I'm like, I understand the emotion in this music. And unlike the previous game, which is all very, very linear, very like you click here, you click here, you click, and you get one choice and then you die and then you go back and you never trust in the first place. This game you actually do play werewolves. You get rolls and you kind of go like, I suspect that person, and then this, that, and the other, which is really interesting. It's mostly told through memories, kind of like an RPG. And you do get like stats, and you can kind of learn the stats of the people you're playing against. They're all got their own personalities, their own like strengths and weaknesses, and you level up your ability like to be convincing or to be stealthy. And it's really interesting. And you do the whole vaulting thing. There are rolls. So it's pretty much the same premise, but it plays very differently. And it can get very sinister. And the whole thing is like, rather than killing them by hanging, they stick you in cold storage with the whole point of like, you'll land at the end of the space station, you just, I don't know, done something with. So the whole thing is like werewolves, it's a thing called the nausea. They are aliens and they infect people and shapeshift into them or something. It's a huge mystery. But essentially the game plays almost like just RNG. And I think what's the most important thing I want to explain about this game is that it feels weird and boring and pointless at first because you're just playing werewolves against an AI. And like, why would I keep doing this? Like, you win or you lose, and you just do it again. You win, you lose, you do it again, you win. what's the point of playing this game? Well, you even get a menu like this where you can start picking how many players there are, what roles are involved, which role you have, you can even pick. What is the point of playing this game? Is this just it? Is it just a werewolf simulator, which is kind of boring? No. There's a huge amount of story in there that will trigger in certain ways. So sometimes you need someone else to be a wolf and to win against you, but you need to be alive to see the ending, so they reveal something about them, which you then learn for the next loop. And there's eventually a button, which they don't involve half the game, what they call event search, where basically it will scramble these in a solution that may give you the next event you're missing. So even though you feel lost, you're not sure what the hell you're even looking for, you will get the story, and it's really fucking cool. It's such an interesting way to play. And again, very colourful class. In fact, 2 canonically non-binary icons, which is fantastic. One of them is a grey alien. So in a game we're like, where are the aliens? And this guy goes like, hi guys, and you're like, hey. No, I don't want to be racist. But are you human? He's like, of course I'm human. Okay. One of them is an orca. Yeah. It's fantastic. The story, I won't go into the story, I won't spoil this one, because this is one I think people should play. I just wanted to point out that, like, if you start playing and going like, I don't get the point of this, there is a point. Keep playing, it's fucking fantastic. And I will leave you with a clip from it, which is one of my favourite things. I can't get to play.
To think that I, Joe Ness, could possibly do so. See that? Listen.
Sorry, to be a bit of context. So again, we're playing a game where you're trying to find out who the wolves are, who are the Nosure are. This is a scene where 2 people have claimed the same role. I'm the doctor. No, I'm the doctor. Who the fuck? Normally we'd vote on this. Like, you know what? Fucking video game showdown. You and me. We'll decide who the Nosure is. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. So that's the context for this. So again, who is the Nosure? Oh, stop. Oh, good God. No. Ruin everything.
Close your eyes. Someone get you
400 slides.
Yeah, there was a lot. I talk very quickly.
To think that I, Joe Ness, could possibly do so. See that? That's a Nugent power right there. Shake and hate you, you awesome fucking moron, I love you. Huh?
I died laughing. Yeah, it's a huge power. It's like,
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. That's beautiful.
they've got such great personalities. I fucking love them. So yeah, that is me talking about playing werewolves in a fucking time loop twice.
Yeah.